This is Waec 2022 Physics Practical Guide. It's not an expo, but considering what the apparatuses that we are given in the white paper, which include 2 ohm resistor, an ammeter of 0 to 2 milliampere, then a key, a jockey, then a potentiometer from P to C. We were able to come up with this. So we were able to come up with this to see if we'll be able to make sense out of it. Not if we'll be able to make sense. Definitely we are going to make sense out of this. Okay, so looking at this diagram, you will now see that everything here is connected in series. E, that is the battery, 3 volts EMF of this cell, then 2 ohm resistor, ammeter, key, jockey, and all of them. So you must be very careful in connection, in arranging your physics practical to ensure that it follows this guide. It follows this guide. All right. Okay, looking at this diagram, the instruction given says set up the circuit as shown in the diagram above. Close the key. Use the jockey to make contact with potentiometer wire PC such that PB is 20 cm, which we saw in the capital L PB. Now record the ammeter reading I. Evaluate I inverse. Repeat the experiment for L, 30, 40, 50, and 60 centimeter respectively. Now I say in each case, determine and record the corresponding values of I and the I inverse. Tabulate your readings. Plot a graph of L on the vertical axis against L inverse on the horizontal axis, starting both axes from the origin. Determine the slope of the graph and intercept on the vertical axis. Read and record the values of L equal to 0 when I. Read and record the value of I inverse when L equal to 0. Then state 2 precautions taken to ensure accurate results. So this is very short experiment we are going to do. In 2-3 minutes you are done and your reading is taken. So I will be taking you proper to the means of collecting my values, but based on the tool I use ammeter of 0 to 1 ammeter. Based on what I have at hand, what matters is the procedure you are going to follow. And maybe if you are doing it from a school, your school should endeavor to provide 0 to 2 as recommended by Waec. So that is very, very important. Okay, so after now, I will take you down to the physics laboratory where the main experiment was conducted. Thank you, and still wish you success in this year's Waec. This is the 2022 electricity question. I'm going to start by connecting from the potentiometer to the cell or to the battery. Then I connect from the battery to the given 2 ohms resistor, as you're seeing it there. I will connect from the 2 ohms resistor to the ammeter, Then from the ammeter to the key, okay, let me get my key plug. And this is my jockey. I connect from the key plug to the jockey. Also remember that I have done this kind of experiment for last year's electricity physics for 2021. I titled it Blast an A in Electricity 2021 Physics Practical. You can check it when I connected my potentiometer across the 2 ohms resistor. You will be able to find the difference in connection. And this is the key which I'm going to use to close the circuit before making contact with my jockey. I'm going to use the jockey to make contact at 20 cm, 30 cm, 40 cm, and 60 cm respectively. So when I make my jockey, that is the jockey, I have used it to make a contact at the 20 cm mark. I will take the reading from the ammeter. That's 20 cm. Then I will also go to the next one and make contact. Yes, you can see the meter rule which is run across the constant time wire. And each time I make contact with my jockey on a particular length of the potentiometer, I will have a given current recorded by the ammeter. And this is, let me zoom it for you to see the reading on this current. Okay, let's take the recording. You keep taking the recording because I'm going to show you the table based on my readings, and different lengths are taken on the potentiometer, and the corresponding current is recorded as shown on the ammeter. Now, let me say this. If you do this experiment, you may be struggling with 0 to 3 ammeter when you use 2 ohms, because there will be no recording of the current. Why? Because the current will highly reduce when the resistor is high. But when you try this same experiment using 1 ohm resistor with 0 to 3 ammeter connected in series, you will notice a significant increase or recording in the current, because the rule is simple. Resistance will reduce when current increases, or current will increase when resistance is reduced. Now, I am still using the 0 to 3 ammeter. When I connect it with 1 ohm resistor, you are going to see a significant improve on the current recorded by the ammeter. And for the sake of this experiment, I use 0 to 1 ammeter in order to look at the reading on the ammeter, even though I'm using 0 to 3 ammeter with 1 ohm resistor. I am going to show you what I mean, and that is the 1 ohm resistor. This resistor comes with this kind of recording. What I am doing, you have to do it, and you have to practice it also. If you are a teacher, you will understand what I'm saying. Now look at this one. This is 1 ohm resistor. If you use 1 ohm resistor on an ammeter of 0 to 3, then you can have a significant improve.